So today I'm going to be talking about how to avoid procrastination as a footballer, how to deal with procrastination. Now, let's be honest. In all areas of life, people procrastinate. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you myself. Like, even me making this video, I was procrastinating a little bit, maybe for like 15, 20 minutes beforehand. I was just thinking, do I want to make the vid? I was basically just wasting time. I knew I had to make the vid, but then I was sort of just doing other pointless things to, I was doing other pointless things to sort of put it off later. But then I had to tell myself, yo, get up and just make the vid. So procrastination, it doesn't matter who you are, you're always going to have that temptation to procrastinate. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to avoid procrastination, so you can actually, go to your training sessions, go to your matches motivated, even your individual training. This is mainly for your individual training sessions. So them days where you tell yourself, yeah, I'm going to go, but then you keep putting it off to the last minute, and then you don't end up going. Like, we don't want that. We want you to be going, improving your game. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to avoid this procrastination. And the first point, in my opinion, is that if there's one of those days where you told yourself you're gonna go, but then it gets to that time and you just don't feel like it, in my opinion, what you have to do is just tell yourself that you're gonna do the bare minimum. So literally, if your sessions are normally like, let's say, an hour and a half, just tell yourself, okay, cool, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna literally just do half an hour. That's it. I'm gonna do half an hour, I'm gonna warm up, and then I'm gonna do half an hour. So then obviously you get to the astral pitch, start warming up. You start stretching out. You start getting the ball. Maybe you're doing a few kick ups. Maybe you're passing it against the wall, just getting warm. And by that time, unless you do like the first drill, let's say you do your first drill, maybe it's like a passing drill or a dribbling drill, something like that, bro. By the time you've done your first drill, you've been there half an hour. But then guess what? You don't feel like leaving because now you're warm. You start sweating. You're feeling it now. Your touches are feeling good. Your touches are feeling crisp, and now you're feeling it. And then you end up staying there for an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours, and you actually have a great session like that. I know that's happened to me lots of times where I didn't feel like going. It was cold outside. I was thinking, oh, I don't really want to go. But then as soon as I start warming up and I get into it, maybe the first drill, it's like bang, like, all right, now I'm motivated. Now I'm ready. Now let's go. So, in my opinion, that's the first point. Literally, if you're having one of those days where it's just like, oh, I don't really want to go, just trick your brain. Just trick your brain. Just tell your brain, okay, I'm gonna go, but I'm just gonna do half an hour. That's it. I'm just get my touches in. I'm gonna do a few kick ups, a few passes against the wall, and maybe I'll do one drill and then I'll go home. And then by the time you get there and you've done all those things, you're in that zone, you're in that mode, you're thinking, yeah, you actually tell yourself, oh, I'm actually glad I'm here. Like, I'm actually glad I came, instead of just sitting at home. Like, what the hell was I doing? Just sitting at home, being a lazy fuck. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first point. At least you just tell yourself you're gonna do the bare minimum. And yeah, by the time you actually do that bare minimum, when you get there, you're gonna be in the zone and you're gonna actually feel like doing more. Maybe you normally train an hour and a half, but then you just have a great session and you're like, let me train half an hour more, let me train for 2 hours. I know that's happened to me. So that's the first point. And then the second point, in my opinion, is that you actually have to schedule it in. Like, don't just tell yourself, oh, I'm gonna go, I'll go around 2 o'clock. I'll go around 2 o'clock, because then you're giving yourself too much flexibility. You're giving yourself too much time to like push it off. Because if you say, oh, I'm going around 2 o'clock, that can be 1:30, that can be 2:15, that can be 2:25. Like, you don't know. But when you actually schedule it in and you tell yourself, no, I have to be there at 2 o'clock, like, I have to be there, then that makes it so much easier for you to like actually hold up your end of the bargain and actually go to that session at 2 o'clock. Especially if you schedule in a training session, or you schedule it in with somebody else, or you have something beforehand or something afterwards. I feel like, I know with me, if I have something to do after the training session, I'm way more likely to go. So let's say I have to go, I don't know, let's say I have to go like uni, or you have to go somewhere like 5 o'clock, and I've told myself, yo, I'm going football at 2. When you schedule something in afterwards as well, I don't know. There's just something about it where I just feel way more motivated to go, because let's say I have uni, I have to go at like 5. I tell myself, yo, I can't just sit around until 5 o'clock, because then I have to go to uni, and obviously uni, I'm just gonna be sitting there. It's gonna be dead. So I might as well go at 2 o'clock to go to go play football. So obviously I end up going having a great session, and then I'm just in a better mood when I go back, when I go to uni, when I go into the class. So yeah, that's the next point. In my opinion, schedule your training sessions. Don't tell yourself, oh, I'm gonna go around 12, or I'm gonna go around 1 o'clock. Set the thing on your iPhone. Do whatever you need to do and say, yo, I'm gonna be here 1 o'clock, no matter what, I'm gonna be here. And then if you have the power to like sort of schedule something in afterwards, I'd say schedule something in afterwards. So you just have that extra motivation. So you can wake up that day and be like, all right, cool. I'm going to football and then I'm going to that thing. I'm gonna get some training. I'm gonna get some touches in before I go do the other thing later on. So, yeah, that's the next point. Make sure you schedule in your training sessions. And then the last point is literally just discipline. Like, and I'm not just gonna give you some. I'm not just gonna rant at you about discipline. I want you guys to actually know what discipline actually means. So, the real definition of having discipline is actually doing the hard work when you really don't feel like it. Now, I think you know this part, but let me tell you how to actually have discipline. Now, discipline, when you're having one of those days where you feel like skipping training, it's because you feel like skipping training. You feel tired, you feel unmotivated. But the thing is with feelings are very fickle. Like feelings change all the time. Like I remember I was going to the gym, I was walking. The gym for me is like a 15-minute walk. I got up in the morning. I didn't feel like going to the gym. Then I got in the shower and I was like, all right, cool. Now I feel like going to the gym. Then like 10 minutes into the walk, I was like, nah, I can't go to the gym. I don't want to go. I don't feel motivated. And then when I actually walked into the gym and I started doing my warm-ups and doing all of that, I actually felt like going to the gym. So can you see how you can't base your decisions off feelings, because feelings change all the time. Like think about you today. How many times has your feelings changed? How many different emotions have you felt during the day? Because emotions are just a part of being a human being. So you can't really rely on your emotions to get stuff done. So in my opinion, listening to your emotions is actually a bit silly, because like I just said, emotions just change 50 different times. Imagine if you listen to every single emotional change, your life will just be finished. You'll just be in chaos. So all you have to remember about your feelings is that you do the action and then you get that desired feeling. So you do the action, then you get the feeling. It's not that you feel like doing something, then you do it. So like a lot of people will be like, oh, a lot of people will say, oh, I feel sad, so I'm gonna eat junk food. You know what I'm saying? And then you feel sad, I'm gonna eat junk food, and then you end up feeling even more sad when you're eating the junk food. Like it's crazy. What you have to do is actually do the action first, then you can get the feeling. So if you want to feel if you're feeling sad and you want to feel happy, you have to actually find something. You actually have to find something to do to make you feel happy. So let's say for example, I'm in bed. Let's say I've woken up, my alarm's gone off, and I have to go to football training, but I just don't feel like it. I'm thinking, oh, most people in this situation will be like, I don't feel like going, so I'm not gonna go. But you know what you have to do when you're in bed. You're gonna have to look at yourself and be like, of course I'm not feeling motivated right now because I just woke up. I'm in bed. I'm underneath the covers. I'm in my warm bed, of course. But however, once you do the action of getting up and going to the shower and brushing your teeth, then you're gonna get that feeling of motivation. You understand? You do the action first, and then you start feeling, and then you get the feeling. Same as when you get onto the pitch, you do the action of warming up. You do the action of You do the action of warming up. You do the action of getting your touches. Then you feel motivated. You don't act upon your feelings. You don't say, "Oh, I'm not feeling motivated, so I'm just gonna stay in bed." Nah, you tell yourself when you're in bed, you tell yourself, nah, I need to go to the shower. I need to do the action of going to the shower, brushing my teeth, getting ready, and then I'll get that feeling of motivation. You understand? So yeah, that's the last point about discipline and your feelings, about what being disciplined actually is. So that's all I got to say for this vid. I hope you enjoyed. I've been JT, and I'm out.